Wait, wasn't. Oh, Addy.
Use this time to train a bit. We'll be deploying soon. Enemy soldier nearby. Training's over. Time to see what you've learned. Your mission is simple. Secure more cash than the enemy. Set a drop point for your team, soldier.
Yo, what up, YouTube? So real quick,
Standing by.
I'm gonna
Mark
make
an
a
LZ for pickup.
educational. Yo, what up, YouTube? So real quick, I want to make a sort of educational tip video. I've seen a couple of people ask for it, and yeah, I'm just give you a bit of a breakdown of what's my approach, how do I play the game, what am I thinking, and hopefully is ways for you guys to improve at the game. I know it took me a while before I started learning how professionals play and how big streamers move around the map. So yeah, hopefully this video helps you guys and you can apply it into your gameplay. And if you do want more videos like this, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. That will really help the channel grow. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. So yeah, hopefully, so yeah, hopefully, so yeah, hopefully you guys can learn something from this video. Hopefully you guys can apply it into your gameplay. Um, you don't have to emulate everything I do. You should just base it based on your playing style and how do you think you approach the game. How do you think you move on the map? What guns do you use? What attachments do you use? There's a bunch of variables that is involved when it comes to playing the game. So apply to your game whatever you think will work for you. And don't be afraid to try different things, try new things. Sometimes that's how you find what's best for you. So yeah, let's dive right into it. Hopefully you guys can learn something from this video, and I hope you enjoy the content. So first and foremost, I'm gonna run down my settings. I am on PC now, so I'm not gonna go through like all the graphic setting. If you want to see that, then you can just watch somebody else's YouTube video, or just watch. So first and foremost, I'm gonna get into my settings. I'm not gonna run down the graphic settings. If you want to take a look or want to change your graphic settings. So first and foremost, I'm gonna run down my settings. I'm not gonna run down the graphic settings because I actually copy these from like other videos. I'm pretty new to computer, so I'm not too familiar with these. I just kind of improvise them. If not, I got them from another video. So you can definitely look them up on YouTube. If you're on console, then this has nothing to do with you. It doesn't apply to you. Graphics is only for PC, or these specific graphic settings, I should say. Interface, these you're gonna apply it to console and PC. So colorblind, I have it on built to Inopia. I believe that's how you say it. Colorblind target, I put both. Two tips, I disable that. You can turn it on if you want to. Minimap shape, definitely square. You can see more of the map. You can see a larger portion of the minimap, which is definitely useful for these big maps. Minimap rotation enable, I think that's just default. Show compass, yeah, I don't really make callouts based on compass, but it's pretty useful sometimes. Kill feed duration, this doesn't really matter. I have it on 10 seconds. Pretty much allows you to see how long you want the kill feed to show. Should be some important settings. Server latency, pocket loads, frame per second. I have that enabled just so I can see. Just so I can see if I'm dropping frames or if I'm starting to lag. What other settings we have here? Audio, I'll play on boost low. I used to do boost high. So just work around it and see what's best for you. Sometimes boost high is better for you. Sometimes boost low is better for you. It depends on the headphones you rock with. Master volume 100, music volume 0. I don't like end game music, so I just turned it all the way down. You can have it on for some like dramatic effect, but not really interested in that. Dialogue, I have it on 45. I should probably lower it down a little bit. I believe this is the person that yells out like enemy UAV incoming, and enemy claymore. So I don't want it to be too loud, but I still want to hear it just in case, you know, there's someone around me that planted a bouncing Betty or claymore or whatever. You know, it kind of gives you a heads up. Someone calls a UAV in, then you know someone around you has a UAV, etc. Effect volume 100, cinematic volume 100, Juggernaut music enable. I haven't touched that. Hit marker sound, I have it on MW. You can have it as classic. It doesn't really matter. Mono audio disabled. Some people do rock with it on enable. So apparently what it does is if there's like footsteps to your right side, it will only sound on your right on the right side of your headphones. Same thing if there's footsteps to your left side or anything shooting on your left side, you know, it'll kind of sound on your left side of the headphone. I find it annoying to use, but you can turn it on if you want. These are like more computer settings. I'm not gonna run through them. Voice chat volume, I have it on 66. I'll go up and down depending on how loud someone is. I don't like hearing my teammates too loud, just because I'd rather hear footsteps than just having a conversation, which is pretty much what I do most of the times when I'm playing with teammates. We just pretty much talk. More track passenger. This is the music that will play when you're in a vehicle. So I have it enabled. It's kind of fun. You just vibe out. And then there's the volume of the music. So controller settings. I play tactical, meaning you can crouch with the R3. You could definitely run through these and change them up if you want, if you like. But I've been playing tactical for a pretty long time. These dead zones and right stick dead zones, I don't touch any of those settings. But pretty much, if you have stick drift, then you can kind of like lower it down. So pretty much what it does is like you'll have to push further one way or another, depending on which stick. In order for your character to move either left or right, or your aim sight left or right. I haven't really touched them. If I have stick drift, then I have stick drift. I'll just go and get a new controller because I don't like changing my aim down setting. My sensitivity, I do 9.9. If I play on a bigger map like Call of Duty, I'll probably go down to 7.7, 8.8. Unless I'm like gonna snipe the entire game, I'll probably go higher because you'll prefer to have a higher sensitivity for sniping purposes. Just because when you zoom in with the scope, it's gonna move real slow. So on a faster sensitivity, you can at least speed that up just a bit. Unless you change your ADS sensitivity, which I don't touch at all either. Which a lot of professional players do, but that is up to you. You can try different ones. So I just have it on 1. You can probably lower it down, bring it up. My recommendation is if you go low in sensitivity, bring the ADS settings up. And if you go higher in sensitivity, you bring your ADS settings down, which is pretty much when you aim down sight, how fast are you moving left and right once you're aiming. So pretty much you aim down sight, how fast are you moving left, right, left, right, left, right. I don't really mess with it just because when I do want to move slower as I'm aiming down sight, then I just bring my sensitivity down. I can control high or low sensitivity. I guess I just have the experience for it. But you guys can run whatever feels comfortable for you. At the end of the day, just do whatever feels comfortable for you. That's my advice. So yeah, when I play a bigger map, I feel like I get higher or lower frames and it feels more laggy. So that's why I would just go to a lower sensitivity, so I can hit more shots as opposed to uh, being able to do like faster movement or turn faster. It's not really gonna be that big of a deal. You just want to mostly hit your shot. There's a bigger map, you just try to have everyone in front of you, so you don't have to like turn on someone, or as opposed to like when I play Rebirth Island, which is a smaller map. I'm not as laggy, so I can hit my shots more. Plus, there's way more covers that you can like jump in and out of, so that's why I would just have a higher sensitivity. Because I could just like easily turn left, hide behind a door, or turn right, hide behind a counter. Just because it's Rebirth, the maps is is much smaller and is way more covered. As you can see, I'm throwing games here just so I can like give it like real game action. So I kind of like messed up my settings. I kind of took up the settings of I kind of took up the settings of the screen. But I want them down again. Like you see how my ping right now is 50, 60, 70, sometimes it gets to 80. On Rebirth Islands, I'll probably be in 20, 30s. So this makes a big difference. You know, it kind of shows how, or it plays into like how long it takes for your bullets to connect, and then how fast do you see the enemy hitting you. So when you're in a higher ping, sometimes it feels like the enemy's not shooting at you or hasn't hit you yet. So you try to shoot back, but it turns out that on their screen they probably landed 3 to 4 bullets, and you literally have no chance of winning the gunfight. So the ping plays a big factor into it. So yeah, for the controller settings, there's a very important setting that a lot of players use nowadays that don't have paddles on their controllers or don't have like a set controller. So one of the settings they use is I believe is it's called bumper jumper. Yeah, it's bumper jumper. So you can see on the screen, bumper jumper means you'll pretty much jump with the L2. So I took that idea and implemented my own idea, and I actually jump with R2. There's not a setting for Call of Duty to do it, but I have a program where I can like customize my buttons. So I technically play like this, and I jump with R2, and then I shoot with R1, and then I just aim with L1. Just because I felt uncomfortable doing it with my left hand. I'm a righty, so I feel more dominant with my right hand, so I just do it like this. But I'll recommend you try it in the game to do it like this. Bumper jumper, where you can jump. Actually, bumper jumper flip. Tactical flip. So it'll be tactical, and then you can just jump with L2 and then aim with L1. Or LB, RB, I believe it's called. LB, L2, LB on the Xbox controller. I believe that'll be the name. So yeah, I just took from that idea, and that made a huge difference. Like, being able to jump and aim at the same time, it's a crazy difference. Because the logic is, if I could jump, but still have my thumb on the analog stick, then I'll never lose sight of the enemy, or I'll never stop aiming down to where I want to aim, whether it's left or right. So as opposed to when it's X, unless you play Claw. If you play Claw, then you can just try anything. Or if you play Claw, you don't have to go to bumper jumper. But if you don't play Claw, I'll really recommend it. So with Claw, you can just pretty much jump with the index finger while still maneuvering. But I used to play default, so I'll literally jump by tapping. As you can see, if I tap X, I have no control of the right stick, which is the aiming stick. So I'll lose movement for that split second that I went to tap X. And by movement, I mean like moving left or right, which is pretty much your aim down stick. What other options we have? So we have controller, aim response, third time. I have it on standard. A lot of people switch this to dynamic. So dynamic pretty much means, so there's a slowdown on standard when you start, and then it goes faster. So like it starts slow and then it goes faster. So in dynamic, it just means it pretty much goes fast at all time, whether you move left or right just a little bit. A lot of people use that. It feels more like mouse and keyboard movement, because with the mouse you kind of respond to it right away. But I just like to keep it standard, to be honest. Vibration, always have that off. I feel like it's gonna be weird at first, but once you get used to it, it'll be much better. You don't want your controller vibrating as you're in the middle of a gunfight. You know, it feels more realistic. It gives it more of a drama effect, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not gonna help your gameplay. Aim assist, I just play on standard. Some people play position, I believe so, which is like more magnetic towards the player. But if you're a player that moves around like me a lot and are focused on moving, then you don't want to be sticking to the player too much. You want to be able to look at them and then maybe go left, go right, as opposed to like just sticking to them the whole time. What else do we have? Weapon mount movement exit, I have that on enable. Weapon mount share input, I don't know. A lot of these ones, I believe they'll just default. Aim down sound behavior, hold. Contextual tap is very important. You don't want to be holding square as you're looting up to pick up something or open a box. As you can see, I can just tap square and it just opens it automatically. Yeah, that's actually very, very important. I don't want to be like holding as I want to go pick up something. I just want to tap, 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 and just keep on looting everything. What else we have? Apply armor play. I have that on apply all, meaning like if you hold triangle, it's just gonna apply to every play. If you want to cancel it, just tap triangle again. Slidey behavior, definitely have it on tap. You do not want to play on hold. You want to play on tap at all time. Why? Because when you're running, if you just tap, sorry, if you're running, if you just tap, you just want to slide. You don't want to be holding it and then slide maybe like half a second later. It's not gonna help you. Sliding is what I'm gonna talk about next. Double sprint, I have it. Tactical sprint actually, I have it on double tab, but I have automatic tactical sprint, meaning if I push that stick up, I should be automatically sprinting at all time. So that way I don't have to double tap to automatic sprint. It's less stress on your controller and it's definitely way better for movement, as I can just run and then I play on tap slide, so I can just slide very easily. It's gonna feel weird at first, especially if you use shotguns and snipers. It definitely was very hard for me because if you know my channel and if you know me, I love sniping. And it felt very, very uncomfortable to snipe because essentially for you to snipe, you have to tap and you're not able to just walk forward. Because as soon as I press up, it's gonna start tactical sprinting. As before, as opposed to before where I used to just move forward walking because it's easier to just aim with the sniper and very much faster. So now I just got used to either moving left or right or back, and if I just want to move a little bit, I just kind of move and stop, move and stop. They don't want to. You never want to be caught in this position where you're tactical or automatic. You don't want to be caught in this position where you're tactically running. What be the name? Where your tactical sprint is out. You never want to be caught in this position. It's gonna be very hard to win gunfights if you're caught on that automatic sprint on. In this video, I actually had no clue which settings I was gonna run down through, or what I was gonna speak about. So if I'm rambling on, it's just I'm just winging it. I'm just winging it. It's just whatever comes to my head. I'm just hoping any of these settings can help you guys. You don't have to copy it. Wow, already overtime. But yeah, what other settings we have? Oh, FOV. People like to know about FOV. I don't play on 120, which is the max for computer. I actually don't know where it is. Where's FOVs? No, these will be mouse. Right here, FOV. I play on 100 just because my monitor is 24-inch. If I had a bigger monitor, I would definitely play on 120. But because my monitor is only 24-inch, I don't want to feel like I'm too zoomed out. Especially playing these battle royale games where the map is actually pretty big. So it makes it hard for me to see people from a distance if I'm like too zoomed out, which is pretty much what a bigger FOV does. It just zooms you out even more. Definitely you can see more peripherals, but I just try to keep everyone in front of me and try to have knowledge of where everyone is at. And once you're like good enough at the game, you have an idea of where most people be at. So I'm not too focused on I'm keeping tracks of my corners, but definitely higher FOV is better. Like console, I believe, is 60 or 80, and that is very, very tough to play with, as opposed to those on computers that play with a higher FOV. For camera movement, I have it on 50. You don't. I believe this is how much your camera shakes as you're moving and running. I try to keep this as low as possible. ADS field of view. I'm playing affected just because that's what most people recommend, which is what I was seeing on videos. I believe this, what it does is it kind of simulates your field of view. So you don't want to play on independent Because independent, when you aim down sight, it's gonna make it feel like you don't have your FOV sliders up. I actually, as a matter of fact, there's another setting I want to run through, which is film green, film green. You want to have this on 0. It'll make the game look a bit worse, but it'll definitely play better. It'll definitely play smoother. These are very important. These took me so long to figure it out because when I started playing Warzone, I didn't have anyone to break down settings for me, and I wasn't too into it at the time to like go on YouTube and search up videos on what should be the best settings. Until I was like, you know what? I want to get really good at this game. So this is one thing a lot of people have on, just because it comes with it. Depth of field, disable it. Roll motion blur, disable it. Weapon motion blur, disable it. Depth of field, it means, as you can see in this picture, when you aim down side, it becomes pretty blurry. So if anyone is like around this corner or anywhere else, it's gonna be very hard to see them. And then world motion blurred, if you're running, the world or the map will look like this, very blurry. It's very annoying. You don't realize it at first, but after you take it off, you're gonna notice a huge difference. Like, trust me, you're gonna notice a huge difference, especially playing these battle royale games, where it makes a big difference. If you just play like multiplayer, it's not gonna feel that big of a difference. But trust me, playing these battle royale games, you definitely need to have all those disabled. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Where were we? Quality, right? These settings look a bit different than console. That's why you see me like struggling to go through them. In console, it's not as complicated and it's not as many settings. I don't think there's another setting I want to run through. But yeah, definitely disable all these 3. Like definitely, definitely, definitely. Right here, on demand texture streaming. If you feel like your game keeps crashing or having problems, I'll recommend turning that off, disabling it. Like, that puts more stress on your console or your PC as it's running. Because it's like constantly trying to download like graphics, I guess you can say. It's just constantly downloading graphics settings so the game can look better. But you have to make a choice. Do you want the game to look better, or do you want your gameplay to feel better? I would rather have my game feel better than look better. And the way you do that is you try to minimize all those distractions, the blur of the map,
Enemy dropping into the AO.
The texture being like on point. I'd rather just be moving smoothly and give as less stress as I can to my system, whether it's console or PC. Now, as soon as this game starts, we're gonna get into the important part, and the part that I really wanted to show you guys, which is how I move, how I approach the game. Now we're jumping in a game of Plunder because I'm not trying to show you how I move on the map in an actual game, and then I'm gonna die and I'm distracted, you know, trying to having an educational commentary. So we're gonna jump in a game of Plunder. We're gonna try to land in an area where there's no one around, and then I'm gonna show you what I do, what are my movements. You kind of have an idea of how my controllers are set up already. So now I'm gonna show you how I move, how I approach the game, how do I approach gunfight, and how I pretty much definitely gotta go to an area where there's no one. Yeah, definitely gonna show you how I approach the game at least. I don't know if I should find a build. So yeah, I'm gonna pretty much run down how I move around the map and what is my thought process
Enemy UAV active.
Actually, we'll bring this dialogue voice down. Trying to find a place where there's not noise.
Enemy UAV active. Extract standing by. Enemy advanced UAV overhead. Be mindful.
Think it's kind of lagging. So this is another thing that I actually don't know what I'm gonna speak about. Why am I like? I'm kind of lagging. I actually have no idea what I'm gonna show you guys, but
Be mindful.
I'm gonna speak about certain things that I do when it comes to pushing the game. So one thing I definitely want to make sure is
Eliminate the best.
try to drop in an area that. Well, this is. Okay. I see you. This is one bad thing. Just never stay looking at the same area with the same angle. I'll give him a different angle. Of course, he has a fucking arrow. But you get the point. See? He's looking to the right. If I would have hit that shot, he would have been dead. But it's all good. It's kind of annoying of doing these videos. It's like, I don't know I can't find a place with like buildings that I can give you a specific, a well-detailed explanation of how I move around. So you always want to land on a place that you're comfortable with landing and that you land all the time, because you get to know the area more than everyone else. And that's always what you're trying to do. You always want to know where the boxes are at for you to go and land on it, where the guns are at, you know? And you want to increase your chances of getting a good gun or actually getting a gun. So when it comes to moving around, well, one thing I want to show you is the slide cancel. If you remember earlier in the settings, I said have your slide on tab, and I have automatic tap. So it definitely helps your slide cancel. So to slide cancel, you pretty much want to be automatic sprinting, tap tab, and then jump. Tap tab, jump. Tap tab, jump. Tap tab, jump. And what you're tapping is the slide button. You don't always have to slide cancel, but it definitely helps you move faster on the map. And pretty much what it does is if you slide cancel, I don't know why the game is like losing things, whatever. What it does is when you slide cancel, it looks so laggy. So when you slide cancel, you're able to automatic tag sprint again. Slide cancel, tag sprint, slide cancel, tag sprint. As opposed to just tag sprinting, and then you're gonna get into the sprint position where you're not tag sprinting no more. Meanwhile, if I slide cancel, I can automatic tag sprint now. I don't know why, but the game does that. See, tag sprint. We pretty much never stop. We never stop running. Which is why being able to have a button where you can touch and jump as you're aiming down sight becomes so useful. So when I slide cancel, I pretty much tap, and since I jump with this, and like I told you guys, make it this if you're not comfortable or if you're not able to customize your buttons like I did, which is bumper jumper. So you'll be jumping with this as opposed to this. So as you can see, this is how I jump. So it's easy for me to slide cancel. So I go, run, tap, slide. Essentially, if X will be my button and I don't play claw, I will have to tap, and then jump. See? As I'm jumping, I can't touch my right stick. I'm not aiming. I want to be able to aim anywhere I go. So I can just slide cancel in here. I can slide cancel in here and turn. You always want to be able to turn left or right, up or down as you're doing any sorts of movement. And trust me, it'll make a big difference if you're able to jump and keep your hand on the aiming stick at all times. tap slide cancel. Tap tap slide cancel. Once you get used to slide canceling out on the map, your movement's gonna feel so much better because you can always go back into attack sprint. I don't want to be here and then all of a sudden I'm not attack sprinting no more. Now I look like an easy targeted hit. I look like a walking duck, just ready to get popped from all angles. No, I want to be able to attack sprint. And remember, it's all about perception. So the way it looks on their screen, a lot of times you come to a stop and you use automatic attack sprint, it just looks so crazy on their screen. By the time they go shoot and you just snap all the way into a automatic attack sprint, they might not be able to keep up if they're aiming like this, especially if they're in a low sensitivity. If they're in a low sensitivity, they're gonna be moving like this while you're moving past their camera like really fast. This is gonna be a very long video, and I'm sorry if it's a long video, but I'll probably put a little time lapse on the video so you can know where to go if there's just that specific setting you want to run through. Yeah, I'll definitely have time lapse down here, and I'm gonna show you where to go if you want to see those specific settings. If you just want to work on one thing, so you don't have to watch this entire video. Definitely gonna be a long video. It's a lot of settings I'm running down through. I want to give you an in-depth definition of the settings and actually show you how do I do it in the game.
Use this time to train a bit on the points.
find an area that has actual cover and maybe a building that I can use as an example. So I already ran down all the settings with you guys about my controller and how do I use it, how do I move. It was actually gonna be a really long video to edit, but hey, what? I guess I'll show you guys how to upload fights. What's my game plan? How am I moving? I have no idea what I'm gonna show you guys. Like literally, I'm just improvising right now. Why is... I feel like my thing is very erratic right now. My latency is like jumping right now. So now that we went through all the slide canceling and all the ways I move, should be someone here to give an example. So the way I approach the game, the number one thing you want to do is spot your enemy. Yeah, he saw me. See how me moving and slide canceling just makes it harder for him to hit me? See how like I can go into automatic taxman and he's gonna have a very hard time hitting me. If you're a really good player, then it's easier for you to hit someone, you know, it's easier for you to control your aim. So I think next thing you want to do is kind of work on your aiming. A lot of people can, or either your aiming or your movement. You gotta see what you like. Do you lack more aiming or do you like more movement? Because a lot of people have real good aim, but when it comes to moving, they're not up there with the rest of the good players. Same way, some people have good movement, but they're not up there with their aim. You want to be able to put both pieces together, you know, practice, and make practice all you want, or as much as you can, and trust me, it'll make a difference. Now, the number one or the number two tip I'll give you guys is, why am I lagging? Let me make sure I'm getting my graphics very slow as I can. But one tip I can give you guys, with me, I push everything. I push everything. But I push everything. Why? Because it's all about practice. It doesn't matter if I get into a game and I just sit in a corner for half the game and then I'll play rotation for the other half of the game and I didn't get a single practice. And it's not about practice. It's not about practicing on private lobbies. It's about practicing during game. And game situation is totally different. It is totally different. Even for me, sometimes I get into games and you feel the pressure. You start panicking. You start doing this. But why? Your confidence is not up there. Once you have like max level confidence, you're not scared of anything. You don't feel tense. You don't feel pressure. You don't feel nothing because your confidence is so high. You might not understand that, but until you get to that, until you get that confidence where you're able to push anything at all times, you won't know the difference. So, okay, so we'll go into how I approach fights. The number one thing, definitely, you want to spot the enemy. Spot the enemy, spot the enemy. Number two, you never want to be You never want to be caught running in the open. So like if I'm right here, I have no cover. What are my covers? Maybe that rock, maybe this rock. So I try to get as close as I can to these rocks because if anyone is down here, I can get cover. Anyone is up here, then I can just jump this way. You know? If anyone is behind me, then obviously behind you, you'll never have cover. You'll never see them coming. You try your best, but you can always try to jump down. These trees are cover as well. If they're in front of me, I can easily get behind the tree. You kind of want to sneak left, right. You're gonna try to spot the enemy. If you have a sniper, you'll try to hit him in the head. Just so you're not trying to get a little calm. Yeah, what you want to do is always cover. Always think about cover. Always think about where's your cover. If I'm here and there's people maybe there or this way or anywhere, I do not want to be caught in this position. I'm either running behind this little wall right here, or I'm running this way behind this cover, you know? And when you slide cancel, or when you're gonna pick something, make sure, or try, at least to slide cancel into it. Like slide cancel here, slide cancel here. It's gonna be very, very hard for them to spot you and hit their shots, you know? So, kind of the point is, why is like, it's like so laggy? Kind of the point of the game is, the objective of the game is you want to hit your opponent without them hitting you. And the way you do that is you make it as hard as you can for them to hit their shots. So if I'm here, I want to slide cancel here. And I want to slide cancel this way. You can maybe mount. Maybe mount. That is up to you. So definitely slide cancel. I don't want to be sprinting and then coming like this. And then sprinting this way and then coming like this. I'm an easy target to hit. But if I slide cancel, you know, it's gonna look like I'm moving to them at all times. Also, you want to work on, one thing I'll say is definitely work on being able to shoot and move at the same time. And what I mean by that is like if I'm shooting, I'm moving. Moving left and right, moving left and right. It doesn't look like it makes that much of a difference, but trust me, this makes a huge difference, which is why a lot of times I set up my guns to have ADS speed. ADS speed means, or how the game will call it, aim movement speed. So when you're aiming, how fast you move. How fast you move. That's pretty much what it is. See how fast I can move with the OTS? That's because I have it set up like this. With other guns, you'll probably move very, very slowly. And with those guns, you have to focus on wanting to fight at all time because the other person is not really going to miss shots on you because you're not really moving. And in Call of Duty, it's not that hard to hit shots. You have aim assist, that helps a lot. And first-person shooter is not as hard as people make it seem. You see the enemy, you shoot at them. The guns don't have crazy recoil where you can't control. So definitely work on that.
trainer. Deployed soon. Enemy dropping into the air. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
Oh, look at this hacking fuck.
What? Ah, that's funny.
Enemy
That is funny. That is funny.
deployed to the war zone. Mission is simple. Secure more cash than the enemy. Alright, soldier. Mark a drop point. Watch the skies. Time to cover your tracks. Enemies incoming.
So where did I leave off? I actually don't remember where I left off. Why is this game like that? So I believe I left off on
Enemy UAV active.
you want to slide cancel. Slide cancel. And you do not want to slide cancel and then turn. You want to slide cancel and already start looking. That's why you want to be able to move while you jump at all time. Technically your slide cancel stopper is your jump. You want to slide cancel and jump. Slide cancel and jump. Sometimes you might mess up and you might slide and then you turn out to jump, but it's still better than just coming out and then looking here and looking dumb. That's what you looked, dumb, because you look like a straight target that is easy to beam. So
Primary LZ highlighted. Extract is standing by.
this is why it feels laggy. Like, why am I 30, 40 and then it just jumps to 70, 60? You always want to be like between up 10 or down 10. If it jumps to like 70, it's gonna literally jump. So where were we? Sorry, I keep dropping frames. Not dropping frames, the pinky's like jumping up and down, so it makes it look, it doesn't run as smooth. So what's next? What would I talk about next? Oh yeah, you always want to slide cancel here. Another thing, if you want to jump, now I'm talking about the people that are able to jump and move their stick at the same time. If you just play regular default and you're using your thumb to move and jump, it's gonna be very hard to implement some of the things I'm showing you. So you're gonna have to start slow, adapt to it, trust the process, and then come out the better side at the light of the tunnel, which will be a much better game. A much better game. The other one is, you want to jump. Why is pink spot? You want to jump. You want to jump, right? You do not want to just jump and stay here. You want to jump and be aiming. Jump and be aiming. Jump and be aiming. Ready action as opposed to jumping and then you're gonna come and aim. Doesn't make sense. It takes half a second, you're gonna be dead. So you're gonna want to jump and aim. Jump and aim. You want to bunny hop, jump, and kind of do this. Jump. I'm not the best at it, but you kind of get the memo. Jump. If you want to do a triple one, jump. But as I was saying earlier, or what you always want to do is you want to be able to aim and shoot and move at the same time, either back, forward, left, right. I always like my gun with a lot of aiming and walking movement speed, which is pretty much doing this. So kind of sometimes you could just make it and have more recoil, but it kind of doesn't matter because if you're able to do this and don't miss shots, then you can potentially miss shots as well, you know, and still win the gunfight. So, but if you want to do this, you always want to center your stick. You don't want to move with your stick. If you're moving left, then you push it right. If you move right, then you push it left. I'm not the best at doing it, but I can get away with missing certain shots because usually people are not gonna move when they shoot. So I'll be here, move. Especially this gun, I have very high ADS speed. I mean, aiming, walking speed. So I can literally, and the game feels much better. It feels like you can play much faster. I don't want to be here. Imagine what a sniper. Look how long it'll take me. But that over there. Get the scale, kind of show you. So your first thing you want to do is spot the target. I spotted him. He's running there. I always try to pin him if he's like far enough. That way I can do that. Like right now, I actually lost him. See, here he is. Ping. He's looking at me. No. Pop. Now he looks at me. Get the kill. So I get my shot. Now he's down. He might have a self-res. So I want to jump. See as I can aim and jump, bunny hop, bunny hop. But you always want to look at him. Even if you slide cancel, you aim, slide cancel, you aim at him. Slide cancel, you aim at him. He probably ends up coming back if you do, But yeah, you always want to get your target ready. Know where the opponent is at, know where the enemy is at, and then get better position. I'm on top of here. I can easily just step back for cover. He was in the middle of nowhere, which is what I was saying. If you get stuck in the middle of nowhere, you're pretty much a dead possum. You're a dead person. Only way is if you're stuck, you're gonna have to really hit your shots. Try to aim, try to get those headshots because if you don't have the advantage, then you're gonna pretty much have to win your gunfights. So yeah, always slide cancel out. One thing that a lot of good players do, and pro players do it as well, is you gotta learn how to use doors. Doors are very important. Doors match with your sound. You want to always hear people. That's why dead silence is so overpowering in this game, because Good players are always looking for sound. Why is it not beating? So door, come out the door. You come back in, you want to close it. Alright? You can use the door, hide behind it, somebody runs through, and you're back in. So you can use the door with a lot of leverage. And trust me, the way they're gonna look in their screen, they're not even gonna see you run by. So somebody's here, right behind the door, you can slide through. A lot of times you can slide through the door to check if someone is in here. Slide, maybe check, close it back up. If he pushes back out, then you push back in. Because when they push back out, they're gonna do this, and you might be behind the door, they won't be able to see you. If I hear somebody, that talent is OP. I know he's there, right? But I want to spot him, see him. He's gonna stun me. Nope. As long as I move, grenade. As long as I move, I should win this gunfight. I lost him. I don't know where he's at. You can break glass, distraction. I already know he's outside. I'm ping. As long as I keep moving, he got ran over. I can tell based on sound. This is why sound is so important. He got ran over. I don't even have to look at that. I know he got ran over. I heard the squishing of the truck. But that's why movement becomes so important. It's not about hitting shots as much. Right in front of me, I can hide here, play it up, snake up, so I can peek. He's already looking at me, so now I'm gonna throw his timing off. Come back in. He doesn't know where to shoot. I can look this way. He doesn't know where to shoot. I'm throwing his timing off, giving him different angles, and I gave him different time. If I peek for 1 second, then I come back down. I'm lagging. I hear him. He's here. He's lost. Look, as I'm moving, I can move this way, then I come this way, give him a different angle, and it's gonna be very hard for people to hit you. Trust me. Unless they're really good players. And really good players, what you're gonna focus on is in the gunfight. Or if you're racing against a really good player, then you have to get better position than them. You know, you're gonna have to get a better weapon than they have, or just uh, try to use the gun to your advantage. Like if I have an OTS, I'm not gonna peek and try to shoot that guy. He might have an AR, or he has the sniper, obviously. But I'm just saying he might have an AR and just beam me. If he has a better submachine gun, the OTS doesn't have that much range, so it doesn't do me justice if I'm trying to fight him from that range with the OTS. As you can see, I could have killed him if I wanted to, but I let him push towards me because people most of the times get desperate. Once they can't hit you, they can't find you, they just start not panicking, but they start getting desperate and anxious. So they'll come. Those people will push you, and that's when you catch them. Like I said earlier, you never want to be caught on a tactical sprint. And that's how they're gonna end up doing a lot of the times. You're gonna catch them on a tactical sprint, and it's easy kills for you, as long as you hit your shots. Everything is predicated on you hitting your shots. You put everything together, and then you have to hit your shots. It doesn't have to be perfect accuracy, but the better the accuracy, the higher chance you have of winning the fight.
this is over. The real fight begins now. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
So yeah, essentially I keep going back to this place just because it seems like a place to give a good example. And why the game is so, this internet is so radical right now. But as you can see, what I did to that target, one thing you want to work on is snaking, pretty much. It's called snaking, which is, this is where playing tactical becomes important because you can easily just go up and down with your right stick. So snaking pretty much means like you snake up and down, you come up and down, you come up and down. But essentially you can also kind of move forward and go up and down. So move forward and you see, you want to spot your enemy. And it's gonna, what it's gonna look like to them, it's gonna look very uncomfortable to hit. But you also want to give different angles to where you peek. So you might peek here, then you come back down, peek here, come back here, here. Then you might lay down, be here. So what this does is it throws them off because people usually will aim at one spot. So if you're here, and then they're gonna go like this. And then you come back this way, and then they're gonna have to go do this. And this game, time to kill, TTK, is not that long. So a lot of times, if you catch people off guard, like even if you don't have plates and they're fully plated up, you might win the fight. So another thing I want to speak about is, like I said, you can use sound. Sound is so important in this game. Either you can use sound to throw them off, or you can use sound to your advantage. Remember how I said I knew that guy got ran over. I heard the sound of the car squishing someone, so I knew that enemy was out the way. Now I just had to pay attention to the person in the car. But you can use sounds like the windows. Like you can pretend to break a window and then you never jumped out. But to them, they might be here, they already think, they heard the window. And remember, the sound on their game is gonna portray maybe half a second later. So by the time they hear it, they're gonna look out the window, you never jumped out. You can come out this door and just beam them because you know they might be looking here. But really good players might know that you're just trying to throw them off, and they're not gonna fall for it. So one thing you could do, like I said earlier, you always want to spot your target, and you want to be able to know if you're facing up against a sweaty player, a really good player, or someone that's just more or less skilled at the game. Because really good players knows all the tricks, they know all the ways to fool them, they know what they're trying to do. So your door is definitely used. In and out, in and out. definitely use the door. You pretend to open it, now come out, and you can come out. The sound is definitely very important. One thing that I've learned to do is a lot of times, if you go kill someone, boom, 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 you finish them off, you can stop for a second, half a second, and try to hear for any other footstep. Obviously, if you're in the middle of the open, you don't want to just stop here. But like if you're like hearing this, you want to stop. Don't keep shooting. Don't keep moving because if you start moving as you're plating up, then you're not gonna be hearing.
Enemy UAV active.
Someone like trying to shot at me. You might have been a bullet by mistake. That's why you see me. I stop and I try to hear as much as I can. Yeah, but after all those tips I give you, then you want to just put everything. How is it overtime? Jeez. You want to put everything into fruition. You want to combine everything. That's the only way you can get better at it. Is you push people, 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 you push everything. It don't matter. Stop worrying about winning the game and start worrying about becoming better at the game. Because guess what? If you become better, that's how you end up winning more games. You're not gonna win more games by playing circles the entire game. Especially because the objective of the game is to kill everyone. It's not to make it to the last circle. The game doesn't say kill everyone on circle 5. No. It says finish on top. Kill everyone. See, spot enemy. I see him. Sometimes you might not want to shoot because you want to spot the rest of their teammate. Right? He's down. I heard someone else shooting and it wasn't him. I gotta spot him. To my left. But essentially, one thing you notice I do is I always try to ping everyone, especially on Caldera. It's very hard to see people. You gotta keep in mind too, other teammates. I never got my kill for this guy. So either he self-res, run away. Could have been that he self-res, someone else killed him. I know there's people up here. Oh, that guy. Should have been walking to my left. Now I got the other kill. Yeah, I'll keep slide canceling. I don't know who hit me. I don't really have much cover here. Essentially, you could try to just stay moving. See, they shot at me again. I still don't know where he's at. I haven't spotted him. I want to stay moving. I want to stay moving. Sometimes you can throw them off by moving, literally stop, and you go and start running again. Because when they stop, they might go and take that shot, and you just baited them to taking that shot. I believe I saw someone there. Yep, I did. You look like a good player. This is what I was trying to say. You want to identify your good players and your bad players. See how he's moving? 1, he has a low skin. 2, he's moving very fast. 3, he's slide canceling, which indicates a good player. Now you have to identify how do I want to approach that fight.
Enemy UAV active.
I hear him under me. I could try to use this dead silence to my advantage. I probably used it too early. But I know he's a good player, so I got to be ready to react fast, spot him, maybe use doors to my advantage. 28 meters. I marked. It says 21 here. Might be further back. Can't spot him no more. I don't know where he's at. Might be down the hallway.
Holding for deployment. Take this time to ready up. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the
What is
skies.
this?
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enough training. Now you fight a real enemy. Your cash by completing contracts, loot, or eliminate targets.
Nah.
Mark the drop point of your team. You'll lead.
So what else do I have to talk about? I guess we'll move on to approaching fights. Let's put it into practice. Things I do. Once you start putting, once you start putting everything together, mind you, you don't have to have the best movement and the best aim to be the best player. Well, aim is actually important, but you don't have to have the best movement. You can have really, really high IQ, which is what a lot of players have as well. High IQ means like you study where everyone is at, you study the opponent, you try to locate the entire team. You know, like you. I don't think I have the best aim. I don't focus on having the best aim. If I were to want to have the best aim, I'll probably bring my sensitivity down a little bit because it's definitely easier to hit shots on a low sensitivity. But I like to snipe, I like going for clips, so, you know, I play the game differently than other players. It just so happens that I have IQ, and I can work around me not having the best aim, you know? Especially if you don't have the best setup. The gaming industry is becoming an industry that you have to spend money to... Yo. Nah, Brody, I don't want anyone in here. I'm actually making a fucking... I'm making a tutorial. But... I made it on list so I can open it on my other screen. Yeah, I'm not trying to stream right now. I'm trying to make this video, but it's fucking taking me so long. So if you want to sit here, that's up to you. You're gonna hear me talking about myself pretty much. Yeah. I just did it so I can... But how did you find it though? How did you find it if it's unlisted? That's weird. I only make it unlisted once I'm done with the stream. I'll put it on list and then I'll put it on my playlist. Because I don't want my stream videos mixed with my actual videos. Yeah, so I already ran down the settings. I already ran down everything. And I don't have to edit all this shit. I already ran down the setting. Now I'm running. How do I approach fights? That was my main, my number one step is spot the enemy. I understand I got a shot from somewhere over there. I just don't know where. I'm gonna keep moving until I spot it. My boy, I'm always active in the stream. It's called notifications. Wait, so if it's on listed, you still get notification? I thought it was on listed. I'll have to give someone the link and see. Yeah, because I don't know how to open my OBS. I don't know how to open my OBS into my other computer for me to see. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect because we can study the UAV. So if you see the arrows on top, if it shows an arrow under the dot, that means it's somewhere under me. If it shows an arrow above, somewhere above me. Oh, what's that fight? Hey. Ow. This is why you can't play with a radical pig. He's not even hitting me. Oh damn, that was wild. Now I might have to end the stream and put it private because I don't want nobody joining in. It feels kind of weird just talking over here. Trying to make a fucking video. But I put it like that because I couldn't see like the camera. And I was like showing a lot of things with the controllers. Like how do I use it? It's my buttons, all that.
UAV is out of fuel.
I guess I could make it private. I'm an idiot. I didn't even have to stream, I just... Where is it at?
Enemy soldier nearby.